many animals. When they create what? Anything at any time. You can create anything at any time. If someone is broken the feet, you pray for a person, the bone comes together, you created it. If the eye is blind, now the eyes can see. It's creation, moisture. So when there was moisture, God, are you aware why God formed many glory to be manifested? I want to explain it clearly. Why He made so many animals. When the ground is moistured, you can create anything at any time. You can create what? At a time. You can create anything at any time. If someone is broken the feet, you pray for a person, the bone comes together, you created it. If the eyes were blind, now the eyes can see. It's creation, moisture. Because when there was moisture, God, are you aware why God formed many animals? Do you know why God made many animals like this? Creation has been waiting for sons of glory to be manifested. I want to explain it clearly. Why He made so many animals. When the ground is moistured, you can create anything at any time. You can create what? Anything. If someone is broken,
this is sense. We bless God.
Pray
for such a wonderful day.
The bone comes to
I honor God for such a moment. Wonders of God. Keep the command in serving the will of God to the people of God. May the God bless you. May God increase you. And thank you very much for the teachings during the day. May God grant you more grace to continue to press on by the faith that God has already started through you. God bless you. I love you. May God bless you. And our Tuesday service, it's a very wonderful day. Let's continue to demonstrate the works of the one who has sent us. It's John 4. John 4, Jesus says, my food is begin. We must be able to finish that which already been given. Because Jesus, when they gave him food to eat, he said, my food is to do the will of God and finish it. And finish it. Food that comes, our daily bread, every day, each and every day, every project or everything that you do, if it's in the will of God, you must be able to finish it. Fastings, you must be able to finish it. Prayer, you must be able to finish it. Because the more, so there's a floodgate already that is beginning. A flood that is happening already in the body of Christ. And it must flow to the streams. You can just check clearly. When God created the waters, the earthly waters, meaning oceans, streams, rivers, all of them, they were separated from the waters from above. So where there's a water from above, we understand one thing, there is moisture. There is moisture. There's no other way when there's moisture, there cannot be growth. Or God's command does not just come without bringing growth. Moisture, you'll be able to deal with any kind. It's Matthew 18. The command comes with the voice that gave birth to the mountains. That's why you can just check clearly. We have creation, but the creation today is being used differently. So it's used differently. When I say it's used differently, one may take creation and use it in the moisture, and one may use it also in the flesh. The moment it's used, though it was a good seed. That's why no matter how sicknesses can be brought, When one already been planted, it will grow even when there's a ground with no fertile soil. It will grow even when it's in the rocky place, because it doesn't depend on the environment. Environment can be there, all of them. It's made to the thing. It says many seeds were thrown into the ground. Why later when it says anyone who does not, there's a seed that fell among. It fell among, you see, ground. It can grow different kinds of fruits. Even the fruits that you do not want to see can still grow. Many are not aware of such. That's why it's very important that your body might be moistured every time. But the rest of your life, living in the moisture life, death instead of life. It was for if there's more with the enemies that are in the ground. So as more in the air, in the heavens. That's why Jesus, when he speaks, he says, will also be loosed in heaven of it, because the water that is to come from the heavens to water to nature the ground already to nature the writers and complete administration of moisture, completing that which could not grow. Be filled with the moisture. Be filled, become that open gate, so that many, even when they are dying, you bring them to life. Without harming the seed, you just deal with the enemy. The tree will grow by itself. Moisture. It's a fountain that cannot be quenched. A fountain that keeps on bubbling, giving birth to the fruits. Fruits. Jesus said, you will see them by their fruits. You will see them by their fruits. Meaning it's not for a day to produce fruits. It's not for seasons to produce fruits. That's why when you check Jesus himself, he became the fountain that brings water here on earth. For John 4, he says, woman, the water I give, you will never be thirsty again. You drink of this water, whoever will touch the same water, they will become a fountain. Meaning they will supply the earth. While the earth, people are using the creation in the fleshly way. Okay? If it's in the fleshly way, there's no moisture. All creation has been used. All creation has been used. Both sides in the spirit and both sides in the dark side, meaning flesh. The moment the flesh has dominated, you become in the dark side. You can become a child of God and still be in the dark side. It will need moisture to look for a seed where it's dark, and you bring the seed alive. And the seed will hear the message, and the seed will hear the moisture. I love there's this character in the seed that when it has moisture, that which contaminates the seed departs. It departs automatically. And the seed. So you can be blessed with a blessing that God has given. When I say struggling with the blessing that God has given, you can be tested with what? The person, the creator, the deep of the world, the greater, the strife, his flesh. He moisturizes the flesh. He causes the flesh to become that which is of heavens. And heavens becomes on earth because there's an opening in the flesh. Some bodies are going to open tonight. People are going to give birth to the water that is pure. Some bodies will become gates in order to drink the water that will not satisfy them. When you drink, meeting with them, you will satisfy them. Meeting with them, you will give them that which is proper. Meeting with them, you will bless them. You will reveal the fountain within them. So you bring to them, there must be a fountain within them where they are able to come near where you are, where you drink, where you belong, where you speak. Where it is in the will of God. A will comes with the food in this earth. In order, but every time there must be a fruit. That's why the flesh must die daily. The more it's pressed on, pressed down, the more the flesh becomes moistured. Who causes it to be moistured? The oil will not come from the flesh. Water will not come from the flesh. There's a fountain within you. That's why Jesus took the long route from his jail to the will of God. And he says, look at the grounds. Grounds are already white for the harvest. Go through every